So as the campaign heads into the home stretch, new polling this morning shows the Liberals leading the Conservatives by 5 points. A three-day rolling sample by Nanos Research puts the Liberals at just over 44%. After gaining nearly a point. The Conservatives also saw a rise in support at 38.5%, the NDP at 7.7, a drop of nearly 3 points. Now, on the question of preferred Prime Minister, Mark Carney widened his lead to 14 points with nearly 49% support. Pierre Poilievre is 35.4. Jagmeet Singh is a distant third at 4. And let's bring in Nik Nanos now. He's the chief data scientist at Nanos Research. Good morning to you, Nik. So the Liberal lead continues, but would you describe it still as a very tight race?
Well, you know, the thing is that's all it'll take, Marcia, is a couple points to swing from the Liberals to the Conservatives. But it's been fairly consistent over time. What's really interesting, and, you know, is where the leaders are right now. It speaks to where the battlegrounds are. Think of Edmonton, where the New Democrats, you know, have a couple seats that are in play there that they need to hold on to. You think of places like Hamilton, Vancouver Island, which is becoming a little more of a toss-up than in the past. And, you know, you see Pierre Poilievre and Vaughan and that area. And it speaks to, I think we can safely say that if a leader visits a riding in the last number of days, in the closing days of the campaign, that means it is in play, that they either want to make sure that they can hold on to it or they want to try to snatch it away from one of their opponents.
Can you do a bit of a deeper dive for us, Nik, on what's happening in British Columbia? It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, actually, British Columbia right now is a toss-up within the margin of error. We have the Liberals at 41, the Conservatives at 38, NDP back at 16 percentage points. It's going to be a key battleground for the two major parties and also for the New Democrats. But, you know, right now, Jagmeet Singh and the New Democrats are in a fight for their life. Half of the New Democrat caucus is in British Columbia, and it's a bit like a political feeding frenzy, where the Liberals and the Conservatives are hoping to pick up seats for a New Democratic Party that's just been struggling during this election as Canadians are focused on the two frontrunners.
And can you talk to us finally this morning about demographics? What are the trends that you're seeing? A lot has been mentioned around the Conservatives' ads. They don't show Pierre Poilievre, they show Stephen Harper, or they show older white men, if you will, white guys. Nik, your analysis.
I thought you were going to say I'm an older white guy, which I am, technically, not realistically. But anyways, you know, the thing is a key demographic for the Conservatives are older voters and men. And they've been doing well among male voters. I think they're up about 10 points compared to the Liberals, so they have a 10-point advantage among male voters. And I think what they're trying to do is to micro-target older Liberal male voters who probably in December had convinced themselves they were never going to vote Liberal, that they were angry at Justin Trudeau, and that it was time for a change, and to get some of those voters to swing into the Conservative camp. You know, the Conservatives are still ahead among younger voters under 34 years of age, about 47% to 30% for the Liberals. But, you know, the thing is that they need to kind of close the gap, especially among older voters, in order to be competitive with the Liberals right now.
Nik Nanos for us. Nik, always great to chat with you. We'll talk to you again soon. As Nik was just mentioning,